we are in Grand Rapids, Michigan for ArtPrize at the Courtyard Marriott, and I have Larry Sybesma from Holland, Michigan, I believe. Sir, how did you come to be an artist?
I think I was influenced by an art teacher back in about the 11th grade. An artist that was trained in Saugatuck, Michigan. She spent her summers at Oxbow.
Beautiful.
And she inspired me to be creative in the arts.
Very cool. So what sort of arts have you studied?
Well, I like metal sculpture, so I've always worked with metal. I've got an automotive background, and so not carpentry so much, but and you can see as we look at our fence here that I'm not the greatest at carpentry, but the metalworking part I've always felt somewhat successful with. I can cover my mistakes with metal, and I've enjoyed just being creative and inspirational, hopefully, to others by working with the metal. So I do a lot with copper.
Very cool.
Dragonflies and weather vanes and that type of thing. I just enjoy metal.
How many years have you been participating in ArtPrize?
This is the second year.
Very cool. And last year was a bicycle exhibition?
Bicycle exhibition at the local building across the street. It's called the Baum. Set up 5 theme bikes, and it was quite delightful.
So this is you're just popping across the street from the Baum.
I went from indoors to outdoors, and the main reason was I wanted to be where the children were. The children didn't seem to come into there. There's bars and restaurants.
Right.
And, I wanted to see the school children, so I'm bracing myself. Tomorrow morning we'll have several hundred of them here about 9 o'clock. They unload the bus right around the corner here, so I better get my sleep tonight because I'll need it.
Very cool. And so do you modify bikes?
Yes, I build the tanks, you know, so that we can put the graphics on them and make theme bikes. I've done some work with like a theme, an art camp theme, or like Sleeping Bear Dunes, that area, a trail bike. I built that style of bike and sell them in a gallery. And it's been quite rewarding to see them go to places where they'll be on display.
I love the some of the themes you've got here, the Batman and Superman, and Wizard of Oz. The sprockets did you take a bicycle sprocket and modify it to have the Oz on?
Laser cut the Z so that it would fit exactly in the hole there, and then welded it in there. Just it's a close replica of the Wizard or the Witch's bike, but just added a few accents just to make it more just more interesting, I thought.
Well, it's awesome. And why Wizard of Oz?
Well, the Wizard of Oz, it's pretty well known in West Michigan. It has a big connection here on Lake Michigan, right on the waterfront. Back in the early 1915, 1920, L. Frank Baum lived on Lake Michigan during the summer. He summered in Holland, Michigan. So, and I happen to live very close to that location, and it's been fun learning about, you know, what inspired him. There's a new book out that has a lot of pictures. There was a neighbor that had a monkey. There was a neighbor that her name was Dorothy, a young girl named Dorothy. So we're still learning about the inspiration that he got for writing The Wizard ofZ. And
so one of the neighbors in Holland had a monkey?
Right.
And
his neighbor out at the beach had a monkey. So, you know, it's pretty well assumed that he was inspired out at the beach there, you know, at his beach home. So it's pretty fun.
His mind wandered as he laid in the sunshine on Holland.
They say he was
Michigan.
a lousy parrot, but a great storyteller.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, what about the others, Superman and Batman?
Superman and Batman, when I was asked to come and do something on this corner for children, I stood with the manager of this hotel, and I looked up the street here, and I said, "This looks like Metropolis." So I need to go home and work on something that has Batman or Superman, and I see that they're going to verse each other here soon in a movie. So that's where the theme, and rather than do bicycles, because I'm not sure either one of them rode a bicycle, but I assume both of them were young at one time and had tricycles, so that's where they came from.
And I'm sure the 60s Batman had his Batsicle.
Yeah, he had his his tricycle for sure. So
Bat Tray.
Yeah, that's. And if you notice over there, the Batman's been trying to get his started, and he's got the grass burned up right behind his jet. So it was just fun, and kids are just. That's the favorite spot over there. Those holes in the fence. They've. That's what they've enjoyed the most here this week.
Yes, I love that, watching the kids peek through the fences too.
It's amazing.
And then there's the Airboy, the bicycle with wings. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's kind of you know, when we got to thinking about, you know, trying to stimulate creativity and dreams, that sort of evolved. I had bought the bike or the boat motor and thought it'd be fun to go down the sidewalk or the road with just the bike with that motor, and then I happened onto those helicopter wings and bought an old whiskey barrel and built the pontoon. So I figured if it could pedal down the road, it could fly, and also if things got bad, it could land in the water. So
right. Yeah, it's awesome.
I've yet to take it up, but maybe you and I get together next week and do that. So
see if we can fly it off the
Amway Grand. We better get high enough.
I'm sure we could fly for a few seconds.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I tell you what, I'll go down to the bottom and I'll take video of it.
Okay. Yeah, you know, everybody's got to go one way or the other.
I'll meet you at the bottom.
That might be a good way to go out. So
you were saying earlier about you also had worked with the fire department and worked with kids?
Yeah, we work close in Holland with children and fire prevention and that type of thing. I've done that for 37 years.
Very cool.
And a great consciousness about making sure each home has a smoke detector and safety seats. And you know, firefighting there's less fires, but there's more call to the community as far as safety. So, you know, I've enjoyed that part.
Very cool. So, if you win ArtPrize, what are you going to do from here?
That could complicate my life a little bit. I was thinking about relaxing once after 65 years, sort of relax, but I like to keep busy. And I promised my wife fall vacations, but you know, she's known me to go back on my word. So let's see what happens. It's a lot of fun being up here. I've enjoyed it.
And you said you retire in 30 days or so?
I retired from that fire department. I was in the automobile business at an auto shop, and I retired from that 11 years ago. So I've had time to keep my mind busy, and that's about all this is, you know, for the most part.
So it's kind of fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Being creative is a wonderful freedom that we have here in America. And if you look around today, and everything around us, someone dreamed before they built what we have. Everything came from a dream of someone. Someone lost sleep over the creativity of the things that we enjoy today. And I think it's so easy to say we don't build anything anymore, but well, how we got here, people had to dream about it first. Why do we have to stop dreaming? Now, I don't think as Americans we need to stop dreaming. I think we need to get going again. So that's the fun part. And I'd like to spend some time in my life, you know, trying to see how I can poke that along for a few people. I can't change the world, but I can encourage a few people to be creative, because we need to jumpstart this country. We need to let kids be kids. And I'm looking forward to being part of that in the days I have left.
Very cool. So, is there anything you'd like to add? Do you have a website, Facebook?
Well, I've got a little website for my bicycles and my copper work. It's called vintagebarnbikes.com. And it's kind of a fun site, and we try to keep it upgraded, and it shows some of the work that I've done. It's fairly simple, but it's got some of the interesting work that I've done on it. So everybody's invited to take a look at that.
Very cool. And your Facebook page?
My Facebook is under my name, Larry, and the last name Sybesma. I leave it for the public because I just enjoy putting, you know, just wholesome creative things on it, and I hope they enjoy that too.
Well, I'll see about getting you a little video for your site too.
Okay, that's cool. I'll
Very
take
cool.
it. Yeah.
Anything you'd like to close with?
Well, come on down to Grand Rapids. There's still time left. It's going to go on another almost 20 days yet, so or better, and it's a world event. It's
out front here of the Courtyard Marriott.
Outside, you know, with the kind of summer we've had, a few wanted to take a risk with the weather, but I'm glad I did, and it's been fantastic. The projections are fantastic for weather. We might get a couple little rain days, but we can all survive that, and bring an umbrella on those days, and there's a lot to see.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So from Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Marriott Motel right across from the Bob with Larry Sybesma. This has been the Weird Review. Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you.